What's up, everybody? Tyson Roush. Let's talk Jets. Hope everybody had an excellent week. It's been a long one, man. That loss to the Chargers just pissed me off. And then all week long, you have Jet fans complaining about Hackett, about debating Zach Wilson. Then you're watching Robert Saleh's press conferences, which annoy you to no end. But the Jets are 4-4, and they're going into a must-win game in Vegas against the Raiders. And if you want to talk playoffs, which I think at this point just makes you want to throw up, but they're still in the mix. You want to get the conference wins. You want to end this losing streak because you got a lot of tough matchups going forward. So defensively, with the Jets, you have a lot of confidence, right? They're shutting down top quarterbacks week in and week out. They're facing a rookie this week, so you figure that they should be able to do the same. Now, I understand the Raiders have a lot of playmakers. You got Devontae Adams and Renfro, Michael Mayer, who I love as a tight end. You have Josh Jacobs. They have all these great assets. And the offensive line, which was struggling, is actually playing better under Antonio Pierce. But you just think the Jets are going to do the step up again and dominate. I mean, you're thinking otherwise just isn't being realistic. So, if anything, you figure the Raiders will try to establish the run, something the Jets have struggled a little bit with, but I don't think they're going to have much success. So then it comes down to the offense. Now, the Jets' offense, which we know is a mess, they suck on third down. If they get into the red zone, which they rarely do at this point, they only have 8 touchdowns in 8 weeks. They're not very successful in the red zone either. But the offensive line is a complete mess. Billy Turner's out. Dwayne Brown's not returning yet. So the first question is, what the hell is your starting offensive line? You got Becton, Tomlinson. Who's your center? Do they keep Tippmann there? Or do they put Newman there, move Tippmann to guard, and put Max Mitchell back at right tackle? Whatever it is, the lack of continuity here is going to drive everybody insane, especially when you have Max Crosby, who's just going to create all kinds of havoc. So the Jets line has got to figure out a way to just play stout, play physical, and establish your own running game. The Raiders defense struggles against the run a little bit, get Breece Hall going, and then it comes down to the passing game, which, honestly, I don't know what to tell you guys. Last week, I thought Zach Wilson was going to do very well against the Chargers' passing defense, which isn't all that great, but Khalil Mack and Bosa went crazy. Zach was running for his life. He was erratic. He made bad decisions. He had a couple fumbles. And then the receivers are dropping passes. So this week, I honestly don't know what to expect. I mean, we've talking week in and week out about how you want to go more up-tempo, roll him out, use his legs. But if the offensive line can't block, it's going to be a bona fide mess. And if they can Zach spread the ball around? Like, I don't understand why they don't go vertical. Use Gibson, spread the field. Use Malik Taylor, spread the field. I get the feeling Randall Cobb will be active again this week, just based on what Saleh said. But you need guys that can catch the ball, man. Allen Lazard has been terrible. You want to get Conklin involved early. Like, there's so many, I feel like I repeat myself all the time. There's so many opportunities in the passing game. They just can't get it flowing. And it starts with the scripted plays. The first 15 plays don't even look comfortable. Like last week, if we're being honest, when Zach sailed his first 2 passes, you're like, oh, here we go. So, I don't know, man. I think that the positive Jet fan inside of me is like the offense is going to play better because they know how bad they played the last 2 weeks. Against the Giants, they sucked. Last week was probably one of the worst games I watched in a long time. So you expect a cleaner game, less pre-snap penalties, which would be nice, and that was a couple different guys. So if you reduce the penalties, better O-line blocking, and catch the goddamn football, they should be okay. So special teams, they had the hiccup last week where they gave up the punt return touchdown, but you don't think that's going to happen. Like I'm just going with what you believe. You believe the Jets have a top-level defense and very good special teams, and the offense is holding them back. I expect the offense to play a little bit better, and I don't know. And the other thing, too, is Saleh won't do this, but I would make Trevor Siemian the backup quarterback on Sunday. I think at some point you have to have a short leash with this kid where it's like you can't keep mailing in games to just appease him and his ego. If the team needs a spark, give the team a spark because you don't want to lose 2 in a row and then go play the Dolphins and the Bills. So let's see. I guess I'm going to say 17-10 the Jets win this with not a lot of conviction because I'm worried about just the play of the quarterback and the offensive line. You can't score points, and you figure the Raiders are playing inspired football too under Antonio Pierce. It's a night game. The crowd's going to be crazy. A lot of Jet fans will be there as well, but I'm going to say 17-10 Jets. But if they lose this game, the wheels are going to fall off, and then you're going to be asking questions about the Jets on and off the field. So enjoy the game. We'll be streaming for it. I'll talk to you later.